now that midterm week is over, I'm just going to be giving you a bit of a psych examination just to make sure that everything emotionally, mentally is doing all right. Now, my first question is, did you receive your grades yet? For some of the exams you have, okay, that tends to be the pattern in which these professors work at. Now, how many classes are you taking this semester? Quite a hefty amount. Very impressive. And the course load itself, how heavy do you feel like the teachers are packing it on? I mean, my theory is that the most difficult of a class can be simplified and easy if the professor formats it that way, and the easiest classes can be the most difficult if the professor is framing it that way as well. So, how heavy do you think your course loads are with that in mind? Very well. So some of the professors are a bit difficult to work with. Okay. And what of the kind professors? Are they accommodating? Have you made them aware of certain situations that you might be in, for example, tardy work, or, any sort of unexpected circumstances that arise? Very good. So you've informed all of your professors whenever certain matters are out of your hands. Very good. That is what we encourage within this establishment, is to reach out and make sure that the professors are aware of your current situation, and once you do so, it is the responsibility of the professors to accommodate that need. This is not a dynamic where the professors are somehow your manager and you are their employee. They are paid through your tuition to educate you. That is their job as an educator. Them taking on the role of a manager is beyond their reach. It's beyond their title. Workplace practices will be acquired in a workplace, not in a learning environment. Keep that in mind. Now, did you study or prepare for these exams? Whether you did or didn't, it's beside me. Frankly, just attending classes and picking up notes does suffice sometimes. Other times it's not enough, but all in all, these exams are merely measurements of you as a character, and I feel like even if you were to fail, it would be a rebellious act, something to defy the modern societal standards that we have in play, which indicate that however many points you win within an exam or within an assignment, within a project, that is what makes you a valuable human being, when in reality the true value that we have as human beings is how we treat and accommodate other people. Because frankly, what good is having a high GPA when you're an asshole? There we go. So you gave it a mild attempt. You studied, you did your work, you studied for, I would not consider studying the entire night before to be a mild attempt. Granted, often people suggest that you study over a long period of time and you make sure that it's balanced out, but sometimes, things happen. You want to live a social life, you want to have a life outside of academia, and considering all the time you spend within academia, it's only fair that you balance it out with time distracting yourself. So I don't blame you at all. In fact, I believe that not studying outside of the academic place, outside of class, is actually quite healthy, for it distracts your mind and makes you more of a balanced individual, especially when you're taking so many classes and spending so much time inside of those environments. environment, so cramming the night before can be effective. But it is not by any means a mild attempt. A mild attempt would be skimming over the notes, but studying, rigorous study, the night before is quite a painful chore. In fact, I think that it is ultimately a more concentrated attempt than that of someone who is giving it a little bit of time a day for, I would say, 1 or 2 weeks. However, it is unhealthy, so I wouldn't suggest you do that. I would more so suggest that you spare a little bit of time during class, or before or after other classes, between passing periods, to reflect over your notes and to look over whatever assignments you can and try to see if you can find any class hacks, like life hacks, that can make the work within the classes a lot more easily digestible and allow the exams to flow a lot better. If you know certain websites where they, rate professors, or where they kind of give you insight into how the classroom works, I would highly advise you check those out, so that way they can give you tips and tricks as to how the exam is going to be formatted, and as to how to study best and effectively for this class. That way you save yourself a headache. And also, I feel like the stress that is more so added onto studying, or into any form of study, is the stress of mystery, the stress of the unknown. You don't know what's going to be on the test, you don't know how it's going to be formatted, so it's best to kind of have an idea before going in. Now, I think that covers my exam questions, or my preliminary questions. My mind just said exam. You see, Freudian slip. This place wants to monopolize your life, as does the workplace. Everyone is out to have an entire claim on your life, and if you decide that you want to save a good chunk of your life for yourself, as it should be, they consider you to be selfish or lazy, but you shouldn't fall into that trap. Someone who is actually going forth to class and studying and looking over these bits of morsels of bastardized knowledge that they try and spoon feed their students is not by any means a person of laziness. I would say a lazy person makes a class very difficult and puts no work forth in simplifying it for their students to learn from.